In 2019, Tyler Skaggs died of an apparent drug overdose, and currently, Eric K., who was working with the Angels at the time, is being tried for allegedly supplying Skaggs with counterfeit drugs that led to his death. It's honestly a huge case. I don't want to get into it, but if you guys want, I could make a second video. Just comment down below. But here's what you probably want to know, because there have been 4 players who testified today. Andrew Heaney actually testified a couple days ago, but today Matt Harvey, CJ Cron, Mike Morin, and Cam Bedrosian, 2 of them are current players, testified. And Matt Harvey was the first to testify, I believe. He said he was going to invoke the 5th, but he had immunity, so whatever he says is not going to be held against him, I think. I think he's free for that. Which is why I guess he admitted that he liked to use cocaine a lot. He said he was a partier, and he said he got oxycodone, which that's the drug of interest, one of them, in this trial from Tyler Skaggs in 2019. He says it was common for players to use oxycodone and Tylenol because they would like to, work through injuries and work through the pain. He said he got Percocet, another drug of interest in this case, in the beginning of the 2019 season, and he used it mid-April. He and Tyler Skaggs shared pills, as he claims, and he said he gave 6 to 7 pills of Percocet to Tyler Skaggs, but Skaggs usually got it from Eric K. He says Skaggs also had a different source because when K was in rehab, he still needed his pills, so he got it from a separate source. And he said that K gave him, Harvey, a blue pill right before Skaggs' death. It was a day before, and then he threw it away the day before when he got it, and he heard of Skaggs' death, and yeah, so I guess he was glad he threw away that blue pill. He says he didn't know the extent to which Skaggs was using. Clearly, Skaggs had a problem, because later on, we'll get back to this, but in 2018, it was spring, Skaggs texted CJ Cron and said that his wife left, he's ready to crush the blues. So Skaggs was a big user. Skaggs said Skaggs didn't say anything, he's dead. Matt Harvey said that Skaggs crushed and snorted in the toilet paper dispenser at the clubhouse bathroom. So this was all happening at the ballpark, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. And what else does he have? This is actually really important. I don't know why I just brushed it off. Matt Harvey says that Skaggs knew not to use alcohol with Percocet or Oxy, but oxycodone is Percocet is a variant of oxycodone. So don't do drugs at all, kids. But okay, so as I was saying, oxycodone, alcohol, don't mix. Alcohol, any opioids, very deadly. Players knew that. Next to the stand was CJ Cron. He confirms that K gave Skaggs oxycodone, and he even got some pills himself from K. Cron knew not to take it with alcohol as well, and this is important. I forgot to mention this earlier. This is important because it's rumored that Skaggs was drinking at the time, so if he's taking oxycodone and drinking alcohol at the same time, kind of did it to himself, and it wasn't K's fault, because K's on trial here for giving counterfeit pills, not because he was just simply supplying the pills that led to the death. He's clearly he clearly gave the pills, gave pills, which is illegal, I'm guessing. But the question here is, did he give fake pills that led to the death? So there's that. Again, Cron said that in 2018, Skaggs texted him, wife left, ready to crush a blue. So clear issue with Skaggs there. Mike Morin, really quickly, he also testified. I didn't even know he was a player until recently. His thing was really quick. His main point was that K was not profiting from this. So, the argument is that he was doing all this to help the players get through their issues, their injuries, and all of that. He wasn't doing it to help himself profit and exploit players. And Cron actually corroborated this earlier. The defense asked him, needs something, Cade get it, or sorry, that was really bad. I'll just paraphrase what the defense said. They're asking if Cade would help a player out. Like, okay, let me paraphrase better. So imagine hold on. So in reference to K, all right, let me just paraphrase this. The question was, if a player needed something, would K be the one to get it? And then Crone said yes. That's not exactly the question. That's just how I'm phrasing it better for the video. And then, last but not least, Cam Bedrosian testified. He said he also got pills from K a few times. So K is a major drug dealer here. He says that there was no way for anyone to access the team, like the club, at the Long Beach airport, which I guess is where Tyler Skaggs was right before his death. So that implies that it must have been K supplying the fatal pills, because K was the one working with Skaggs. He was working with the team, so he would have access, but nobody outside of that, so like no random drug dealer would have access to the team. But he later on said that if a player wanted to get to a family or a friend at the airport, they could have. So if Skaggs wanted to meet a guy and gave him access, he could have gone to him at the airport, but not the other way around. So the second supposed source that might have been, that might be K's way out to this case, that second supposed source cannot go to Skaggs. Skaggs would have had to go to him, but it is possible for them to meet up at the airport where Skaggs could have gotten the pills that killed him right there. Lastly, Bedrosian said he was scared after hearing Skaggs' death because he took some of the same thing a few times as well. So I don't know what that does for the case, but if I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, so he didn't die from it. So, you know, it might not be something that Kay gave. It might just be Skaggs using it wrong, or it might be something from someone else. But that's it for this trial. If you guys want me to cover more, make me do some extra reading, just comment down below. Let's say 20 likes, because I know that's not going to happen. 20 likes, and I'll make a second video covering more about this trial. But it's really interesting because that's 5 major league players testifying now: Andrew Heaney, Matt Harvey, CJ Crone, Mike Morin, and Cam Bedrosian. Like, these are big names testifying, and I don't want to give my opinion on the case yet, or the situation, until the case is resolved. But I do have a lot to say, and I will make a video after the whole thing is done on that. And